of our legendary racing heritage, all of our pioneering four-wheel drive experience, come together in one amazing new vehicle.
Hi, I'm Sharon Tang and you're watching Evening Highlights. Putrajaya will slash its spending plan for this year as low oil prices threaten to become the new normal. Yesterday, Brent crude tumbled to $32 a barrel, and most say this isn't even close to rock bottom. The crude price slump is wreaking havoc on the finances of oil exporting nations, including Malaysia. This morning, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Razak said he would have to amend Budget 2016 and make the spending plan more realistic and in line with the current economic situation. He did not say when he would table the amendments. The 267 billion ringgit Budget 2016 had assumed oil prices to be $48 per barrel. Now, going forward, Najib says 2016 is going to be a challenging year for Malaysia. Still, he's expecting GDP growth to remain stable at 4 to 5%. Inflation should hover between 2 and 3%. This is the second time the Najib administration has had to recalibrate the national budget. The PM did the same thing in 2015, shaving 5.5 billion ringgit off the spending plan. The protracted oil price slump is forcing oil and gas players to shed jobs as part of a restructuring effort. In Malaysia, the sector is reportedly looking to cut at least 2,700 jobs. Citing a report by iResearch, Singapore's The Business Times says there are 11 industry players here that have outlined plans for restructuring staff costs. 10 are looking to reduce headcount. Petronas Charigali is the exception here. It's reportedly opting for salary cuts instead. 2015 was not a good year, with about 20,000 people either getting laid off or taking voluntary exit schemes. And now the talk about the oil and gas players cutting jobs. But overall, JobStreet says it's not all that bleak for the employment market. The online employment marketplace believes the job market will be at its peak after the first quarter of this year.
Job market is seasonal, so towards the year end we do see a dip, and that was what happened as well. But first quarter and second quarter would be what we call a peak season, especially after Chinese New Year. We will see quite an active job market towards March. March is usually the highest job hunting month and job posting month in the year. So we do expect that trend.
According to JobStreet's first quarter survey, just 12% of employers plan to reduce headcount. Last year, the online job portal saw a 1% drop in job advertisements. This year, things may take a turn for the better.
Overall job market obviously is challenging for a lot of industries, a lot of companies. So I do admit that even for us, we find it challenging, but how we manage the situation is through process improvement, efficiencies. And here we're hiring a lot of individuals to come and help us because we are growing.
Of all the sectors that posted job openings on JobStreet, banking and oil and gas were the most affected, with 30% less vacancies in 2015. Standard Chartered Malaysia believes things are looking up for the banking sector at least.
We are looking at a lot of new roles coming up even within our bank, and I believe that's the same with the other banks as well. So it's a good start. I think the most important thing is how we overcome adversaries like what we had last year. That was unavoidable anyway, so it's how we come back from that.
Last year, Standard Chartered and CIMB trimmed their workforce by 11%. RHB Capital slashed 13% of its headcount. The government has confirmed that it expects to sign the TPPA next month. This after an official from one of the 12 nations involved in the Pacific Rim deal reportedly said that arrangements are being made to sign it in early February. International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Sri Mustafa Mohamad hosted a town hall session with small and medium entrepreneurs in Kuala Lumpur. He was mobbed by the press afterwards and pressed to confirm if the deal would be signed in February and in New Zealand.
Kita belum tahu lagi tarikh itu, belum ada, tapi besar kemungkinan di Februari, ada kemungkinan di New Zealand, tapi tak tetap lagi. Ini semua kemungkinan lagi, tak ada kepastian lagi. Tetapi jagaan kita ialah bulan Februari. Itu sebabnya kita nak pergi Parlimen bulan Januari.
Members of Parliament are expected to debate and vote on the TPPA bill in Parliament on January 26th. The Senate will cast a vote 2 days later. The TPPA is the brainchild of US President Barack Obama. It is aimed at lowering trade barriers and promoting investment. But critics say it's a sweetheart deal for big corporations, empowering them to dominate smaller nation-states and markets. Mercedes-Benz Malaysia sold 56% more passenger vehicles last year, thanks to higher demand for its C, E and S class. The German automaker sold over 10,800 units, up from just under 7,000 in 2014. Leading demand was the locally assembled diesel hybrid E-Class. Of the 3,383 units sold, nearly 2,700 were the E300 BlueTech hybrid. That's a rise of almost 1,000 units from the previous year. Also popular was its C-Class, with sales increasing 56% to about 2,700 units. The S400L hybrid was the third best seller, with 1,909 units sold. Mercedes-Benz Malaysia is a joint venture between Daimler AG and Cycle and Carriage Bintang. The latter rose 3.75% on today's news to settle at RM3.60 for a market cap of almost 350 million ringgit. And that wraps up Evening Highlights. I'm Sharon Tang. Thanks for watching.